Hello, 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 beautiful unicorns. It has been a minute, and a minute has it been. Um, so, as you can tell from the description in the post, that I am putting together my own course. Yes, it is that time. And this is something I've been wanting to do for quite a few years. Some of you already know that. And some of you have already been waiting for it and have been expressing how excited you are that I'm finally doing this. And the only, here's the thing. I've had so many different ideas of what to build a course about. I call it a quest. So you'll hear me talking about a quest, which means a course, right? A class, lessons, so to speak, right? So I've been wanting to create my own quest for a few years, and I've had a lot of ideas, right? A lot of ideas, and I kid you not, want to say a lot of ideas. And I've been trying to figure out, going back on my own journey, what have I been doing that has helped me the most? And only in doing the workshop that Rachel and I did, that is when I've realized what I've been doing on this journey that has allowed me to feel and experience that freedom that I speak of quite frequently, and living in the way that I want to live, living authentically. So in doing the workshop, and I picked the boundaries in the workshop, and I didn't really know very much about boundaries, or so I thought. And then when I started kind of looking into what boundaries actually means, I recognized that, OMG, this is what I've been doing on my entire life journey, and especially this is what I've been doing that has allowed me to step into the who I am and own who I am. So hence the idea of the quest creation of my own was born, and this is what I will be doing now, and this is what I've already started doing. So today is actually the day that we are going to be pre-launching the course, the quest, and just keep your eyes out on the post that will be coming out. But for now, I just wanted to give a little bit of an insight of what you can expect from this course and to see if it is for you. So first of all, if boundaries, okay, setting boundaries is not a natural thing that we are born knowing how to do. Setting boundaries, it is a skill. This is something that you learn throughout your life, and perhaps a quest or two that will help you to set boundaries anabolically, which is a positive way of setting boundaries. So nobody's feelings are hurt, nobody's affected, and of course, to a certain extent, right? But then why intuitive? And this is where the name came through, because I have been doing this intuitively without putting a label on it, such as boundaries. I've been setting boundaries, and boundaries can be set with people, things, places, and especially with yourself. So I have been doing this. I've been setting boundaries intuitively for years, without recognizing what I've been doing. And now that I recognize that, and now that I am very aware of how I've been doing that and what I've been doing, this is why I decided that this is what my first quest is going to be all about. It's going to be about boundaries. So boundaries are important. So in this quest, I will be covering ins and outs of boundaries, why they're important, how to set them, do they apply here, do they not? I will be incorporating the energy levels and helping you see and understand the energy levels, the 7 energy levels that I speak of quite often. Some of you might not be familiar with it, but this will be a place where you can get a little bit more familiar with it. If you want to get even more familiar with the 7 levels, this is where I can offer you the law of being, and I can take you through the law of being so you can understand the 7 energy levels on a much deeper level than you will be learning in my quest. So you will learn, I will be talking about intuition, how intuition ties into the whole entire boundary setting aspect. I'm going to quickly glance on because I already have a breakdown of the 7 quests. So in online education, language is referred to as modules, but I refer to it as quests, okay? We're going with the magical theme, okay? As you probably might have already figured, this is where Yana is going to be taking you on a magical journey of self-discovery and setting those boundaries in the way that you actually want to, okay? So we'll be incorporating intuition into that. We'll be talking about boundaries, what they are not, helping you understand, and helping you get very clear on where in your life you want to set boundaries. You'll create a vision, and most importantly, how you're actually going to do that. So there's going to be step by step of how you're going to incorporate boundary setting into your life now, as in like when you start going through the quest. So because this is just a pre-launch, I will be coming up with a pre-launch price for the quest, and there's going to this price is only going to be available for a handful of people, because I want people to actually go through the quest and give me feedback, basically like co-creating it together and gaining all that information from that. For now, the actual release of the first quest, which is the first module, will be February 11th. And of course, things can change, but that is the goal. Today is the pre-launch, which means letting you know what's to come. And then in the month from today, it will be the first quest will be released to you to start going through it. And there's going to be 7 lessons in each one, and I have the outline for all of the 7 quests, and seven they're going to be called magical missions, because the word mission itself sounds a little too heavy, so I decided I'm going to call them magical missions. You know, quests, magical missions, and then you'll have the assignments, which is the homework. So we'll go in with the whole full-on magical theme, since, you know, unicorns are magical, and you guys are unicorns, and you guys are magical, so why not go with the whole theme? So let me quickly, don't mind me, I'm looking to the side behind here. So what I have, there's going to be a bunch of tools that I already have a list of. So first, you're going to be exploring boundaries and understanding boundaries inside and out, so that way you are ready to go for everything that will be following after the first quest. And scroll to next. Next is going to be talking about intuition and understanding intuition inside and out. And I'm not going to go into detail of each and every lesson, but there's going to be a few things in there. Again, 7 missions, 7 lessons, so to speak. And then we will go into the who of you, because that is one of the most important things in setting boundaries. Because in order to set the boundaries, and you'll see there's like, I'm gonna say I'm really proud about a couple of parts in there in this quest itself, in this module itself, because I've never seen anybody else connect the dots that way, but I did. So we're gonna be really working on the who of you and helping you to understand yourself that much more. So in understanding yourself, you'll be able to uncover and see where perhaps you have been missing the boundary setting, and get a little bit more clear on how you will actually set them as we go through the quests. Then, of course, health and wellness, that is very, very important, as most of you will understand. In health and wellness, there is it's like a pretty broad umbrella, but at the same time there are a few things in there that are the most important. So we'll be covering that as well, making sure that you are in the peak state for yourself. Then we will actually start planning. start getting clear on that vision that you want of yourself, and getting very clear on that vision, putting it all together. Then like I mentioned, I'll help you see what boundary setting sounds like and looks like from all of the 7 levels. And at the end of the day, you can set it from any place you want, with whomever you want, and however you want. I think I mentioned that. But anyway, so there's that. And then the last one will be really getting clear on everything that you've learned, and helping to get more clear on the plan, and then set plan in motion, and getting very clear on how you're going to integrate it. Really, the last module will be all about integration, right? Integrating that into your life from the moment that you decide to, right? Not from the moment that you're done, because you'll notice yourself actually setting those boundaries before you even complete the whole entire course, the whole entire quest, right? You'll notice yourself doing that, because after the first lesson, after the second, there's going to be little things that will be coming up for you, and you will start to notice yourself taking action. And that is what I want from everyone, right? And I don't want you to wait until the very end to start implementing what you learned, to start taking action. I want you to start doing that right away. And even if you don't know how to do it intuitively, right, until you would at the end, I want you to start doing that from the beginning. So really, that's what it's going to be about. And I have, like I already mentioned in the beginning, I've been doing this for quite a few years. And once I realized that this is how the whole living authentically even came into my world, into my business, and this is what I live and talk about and teach and preach. Living authentically is not an easy thing to do. It really isn't, especially in the world that we're living in right now, or in the world that we were living in even 2 years ago. It's not an easy thing to do, because especially if you're putting your authenticity out there on the infinite web, there's going to be people that will send you negative energy, and you might just find yourself feeling like crap and not knowing where it came from. Or it could be people that are telling you directly the negativity that you perhaps might not want to hear, right? Bullies are real online as well. So living authentically has its challenges. It really does. And honestly, in my experience, it is the best way to live. And in order to live authentically, boundaries need to be set in place with people, things, places, and especially with yourself. And if you don't have boundaries in place, whatever you are doing, that roller coaster you are riding, might be challenging to ride that roller coaster up the hill. Yeah, that's all I have for now. My week last week was intense. It still is this week. There's a lot of changes happening on my end, and my physical body, my mental body is adjusting to it all, because I've just added a new thing on my plate, a couple of new things actually on my plate. And I myself am going through an adjustment period, and I'm doing my best in sharing what it is that I am doing. But again, that also comes with challenges, because however I share it as myself, as my authentic self, and I need to make sure that it aligns with me and what I'm doing and what I'm all about. And all I want to do is sleep. That's the way that I would describe it. All I want to do is sleep, because there's so much growth happening on the inside that my outside hurts. And I share that with you to let you know that if you're going through something like that, or if you decide to take on this quest and go through it, you might experience something like that. And the thought that comes to mind right away is having a person like myself who understands that mental, physical, and spiritual struggle and is able to push through that and is able to get things done in spite of that or despite of that. You want that person on your side, and you want that person to help you go through whatever you're going through. So in saying that, I have an entirely different group. Some of you might have seen it. It's Empathy Unicorn Academy VIP group. And this is where I will be talking openly. Anything and everything to do with this boundaries quest and the law of being. This is where the girls that are going through the group coaching program right now with the law of being. If you're still wanting to hop on board, you literally have about a week, because this week we're going through through a debrief of the energy test that they did, an energy leadership index assessment. So this week we're going over that. I don't record the sessions that I have with you girls, and I will be sharing it in the VIP group. So that VIP group will get reactivated, and we will be going in there for everything and anything to do with Empathy Unicorn Academy, which really will involve all the quests, all the courses, everything that I have available at my fingertips. I'll be sharing all the tools and everything. In terms of price, this is the conversation that we can have outside of this. So that's it. That's all I have for you guys. That's all I have for you folks. I know there's a lot more to add, but for now, that's all. My mind is already full. Yeah, and I'm trying not to stretch myself too thin, but isn't that what we're all doing right now? And the kids are home at school, online school right now with their teacher. So that has been another addition to my daily life. And I don't know if some of you have noticed or not, I am now in my office in the basement. It's not fully done, so I'm not going to take you on a tour. But actually, if you want a tour, you know what? I'm going to do a video separately on this, and I'll share it in my story so you guys can see my office in the making. And it is a little messy right now because I've really just brought everything in here, kind of like dumped it, and then I'll be adding different things to it as we go, and I'll share that with you as well. That'll be in my stories. So somebody needs me now. So thank you. Feel free to ask me any questions that you have about what I've just said, anything that I've shared, and I please ask you to ask those questions down below in the message, in the comments, right? I will be also posting it on my other platform, on my YouTube platform. So if you're watching it on YouTube, let me know down below as well, so that it's going to be for the benefit of everyone. And if you also want to have a one-on-one conversation, just reach out to me and we'll have that one-on-one conversation. But I do encourage each and every one of you to post down below, so for the benefit of everyone else, because some people might not have even thought of the question that you might want to ask. So please ask that question, and it will also help me, and it will help those that are watching and listening, and those that have already expressed interest in being part of this this group of people that will be in the pre-launch purchasing option journey, whatever it's called. I'm figuring things out as I go, just like each and every one of you. I might have figured out the whole boundary setting on my end thus far, but I know I continue to grow and expand on that. And each and every one of us is figuring things out as we go, whether it's in personal life or it's at work or business or with kids. Wherever you're at right now, this is exactly where you're supposed to be. That's all I'm going to say. So that's it. Now, bye. That's all I'm going to say. And then I'll see you guys on the other side. And until then, bye and thanks for watching.